my name is Stanley and I'll be a safari truck guide into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. If you look above you, you'll see the animal spotting guide. Thus you'll be able to see any of the animals that may be on the reserve today. Just a note, not all the animals may be on about today. Some of them do tend to migrate from time to time. Others are often nocturnal by nature. So there's a good chance you'll see most of the animals up on that list. So
why am I looking at you? You're a picture in a frame. I make believe you're next to me.
Shutter mode. That will let you take some really good photos of any of the animals on the reserve. Plus, well, actually, no, it's not for every single animal, so an action setting let you take some really good photos. If you have any personal belongings, please have a nice tight hold on to them. Anything that may fall off the truck will not be recovered, at least not in the condition that they fell often. This may include purses, bags, wallets, cell phones, keys, hats, small children, anything that holds dear valuable. Please have a nice tight hold on to them. Now, our adventure begins here at the Little Laturi Forest, and here, a lot of animals would use the cover of shade trees in order to hide away from any potential predators. Be sure to keep a nice good lookout to where an animal may be hiding, or they can be hiding behind any corner, usually behind a tree around here.
저 있잖아, 저. 말 같은 거 하나 있잖아, 저. 응, 쥐브라져 있잖아, 저.
Also coming up on the right hand side, you actually spot one of the okapi. Okapis we thought as a mythological animal, something very akin to like a dragon and unicorn. That's because in Western world we couldn't even find the okapi until 1901. When they found the okapi, they also thought it was related to a zebra, but it was actually more closely related to a giraffe. That's because the okapi share a lot of similarities to a giraffe, such as a prehensile tongue and even a similar skeletal structure. We're going to head down towards a watering hole here on the left-hand side. These watering holes are very essential. Some animals could migrate for hundreds of miles for a drink of water. On the left, you'll actually find one of the black rhinos. Black rhinos can weigh nearly 3,000 pounds. Their horns are actually made out of keratin. Keratin is actually the same stuff that's made out of your fingernails and hair. Unfortunately for the black rhino, they are sadly critically endangered. Less than 5,000 of them.
일단 저건 뭐예요? 저는 뭐? 저 살아있는 거야?
We're now starting to make our way over towards the other end of the Little Laturi Forest. We'll start making our way over towards the Safi River up ahead. But before we reach the Safi River, on the left you'll actually spot the saddlebill stork. These saddlebill stork are up to 5 feet tall. They have an impressive wingspan of almost 9 feet in diameter. Male saddlebill stork often have brown eyes, while females are usually born with yellow eyes in comparison. We're now starting to make our way over into the Safi River territory. The Safi River itself does begin on the right-hand side. This river is known to kind of sneak its way all the way towards the savannah. Often provides a lot of rich habitats for many of the inhabitants out here. Some places within this river reach at the depths of almost 10 to 15 feet, which is actually quite ideal for any Nile hippos nearby. On the left, you'll see the pink-back pelicans. These pink-back pelicans get their pink coloration on their backs, usually sometime around the mating season. They're actually one of the very few pelican species that have existed for millions of years. In fact, scientists are still finding fossils of these animals. Some of them are dating back almost 40 million years old. We're going to start making our way over towards a bit more rougher waters up ahead. Because coming up on the left-hand side, we're actually going to find several Nile crocodiles. These Nile crocodiles can grow to nearly 15 feet in length. Some of them can weigh nearly 500 pounds. Fascinating little fact with Nile crocodiles. Apparently they can hold their breath underwater for sometimes up to nearly 2 hours at a time. We're now starting to leave the Safi River behind us. And now starting to make our way over towards the savannah up ahead. Within the savannah we'll see a lot of different animals. Some of them prefer to graze upon some of the tallest of the palm trees. Other animals are known to head over towards the low grasslands up ahead. Much of the vegetation that we'll see out here is actually quite healthy for many animals. Because more importantly, it helps provide cover are both predators and prey alike.
오, 저 지라프도, 저 지브라도 막 뛰어다니고 그런다.
Savannah,
사바나다.
we'll actually see that there's going to be a lot of tree stumps and tree branches just kind of littered around here. This is actually a very good indication that elephants once roamed around in this area. Actually began knocking trees down to make more room for themselves, usually for other animals to walk around. As more and more trees were often knocked down, some of the more grazing animals came out into the open and would graze upon the open grassland.
저봐, 저 동물들 뛰는 거.
First animals to use here on the right. Here we'll see some of the white-bearded
하나,
wildebeest.
저 봐봐.
Wildebeest actually got their name from the Afrikaner term, health wild beast. If you listen closely, you'll hear their other name. They're called new.
오,
They actually make a loud grunting noise, and often sounds a bit like oh. Some wildebeest herds are usually many in vast. Theorized a single herd can contain almost 1,000 members. On the right-hand side, you'll actually find the uncully cattle. These are some of the few domesticated animals out here on the reserve.
하나, 뿔 봐봐, 뿔.
Those enormous horns may seem like they're heavy, but they're actually hollow inside.
뿔.
They're with a honeycomb-like structure of bone. On the left,
쟤 오줌
you'll
난다,
find
오줌
the
난다. 피피한다,
African
피피.
wild dogs.
피피한다, 피피.
These African wild dogs are
Oh.
very successful hunters. These guys
야,
up to have 80, almost 85 successful.
Wow.
They know how to work together as a pack.
제발, 쟤는 더 크다. 피. 뿔이 더
On the
커.
left, you actually find some of the sable antelope. Sable antelope are known to be the simple.
얘 뿔. 와,
Long-term horns of the sable antelope are actually strong enough to even repel lions. They're one of the few prey species that do stand up against their predators. On the right and left of us, you see these large rock-like
이거 저거
formations.
꺼?
These are actually termite mounds.
개미집 아닐까?
Termite mounds are usually made at termite
개미집?
turf and all stacked together. Block heated by the hot sun, these termite mounds usually become almost as hard as concrete. Both giraffes and elephants tend to use them like a good old scratching post. Antelope often climb on top of more downloads to spy for any predators.
그래, 말. 지브라야, 지브라.
Very rarely they'll actually see during a monsoon season like this.
여기 이제
Most of the
초식동물들만
animals
주로
are
있는 거야?
actually very active. Water is very important out here in the savannah.
이거 소 같은 거다, 야. 뿔
It's
달려있는 거.
and even more importantly, it tends to also bring life around here. Now, regrettably, folks, I do believe there may be an animal band that's kind of impeding the progress of this fire vehicle. We do have to wait for the animal to cross on over fully.
딱 좋네.
Cool thing about these wildebeest is that they often go in search of water, so for today, they are actually very, very active. We are about to make our way into one of the more forest kind of regions of the savannah. Now within this little forest region, we'll be able to find some of the largest animals out here on the reserve. But if you're lucky, you'll find some of the most shyest little critters out here too. On the left-hand side, I do believe you can spot at least one of the Maasai giraffes here. Maasai giraffes are actually some of the world's tallest land mammals, able to grow to nearly 20 feet tall.
길은 이렇게 오나?
살아있는 지라프나 이제?
For most of the day, giraffes are usually spent eating.
나는 더
In
나도
fact,
목이 길어.
giraffes barely sleep. They can actually sleep a total of probably only around 30 minutes per day. Sometimes even a full solid 30, sometimes it can be broken up into 5-minute intervals. Similar to a group of hippos, often known as a bloat, a group of giraffes is actually known as a tower.
우리 말 있어 봐.
Wow, there can be up to 12 to 28 giraffes in a single tower. On the right is one of the African elephants here.
엘레펀트 봐라.
African elephants can weigh anywhere from 10,000 to 15,000 pounds. On the left-hand side, you might be able to see some mandrills here. This is probably very rare.
뭐 있어?
Mandrills are actually some of the world's largest monkeys. These guys think are up to 100 pounds.
몽키 뭐 했어?
They're relatively shy creatures, but they're part of saying colonies up to 100 of them. We're gonna make our way around here, folks, and see if we can find any more of these African elephants. Usually the larger herd likes to stay very close nearby. If you ever wonder what elephants like to eat in the wild, they actually like to eat a combination of dry grass, leaves, fruits, surprisingly even a bit of red clay. Clay has a lot of nutrients that can't be found on those plants. So, most African elephants often dig into rock walls, feed the red clay that's inside. On average, most African elephants can consume up to nearly 300 pounds of food a day.
300 pounds.
They're also known to be able to drink up to nearly 50 gallons of water.
50 gallons of water.
This is roughly around 8 times more than most average humans consume in about a week or two. Most of the water can usually be found from many watering holes littered out throughout the savannah, or sometimes even on these baobab trees. Each one of the trees can hold anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 gallons of water. Outside of an elephant's long tusks, some of them can reach almost 8 feet in length. Their trunks contain probably almost 100,000 muscles. That bend their parts of trunk and will. Surprisingly, they can also hold nearly 5 gallons of water when they go near water source. On the left, you'll actually see that they really love to play football. Often using their chunks, kind of like snorkels even. Coming up on the left-hand side, we'll actually find several of the greater flamingos here. Now these flamingos are often known to be the lightest pink of the flamingo species. Their diet is highly consistent with beta-carotene. Usually this is found in briny shrimp. Basically, briny shrimp is what allows flamingos' white feathers to turn pink over time. Did you know that a group of flamingos is actually called flamboyants? These flamboyants contain roughly around 20,000 flamingos. On the left, we'll see the white rhinos. White rhinos can weigh nearly 5,000 pounds. They're at least 2,000 pounds heavier than their black rhino cousins. White rhinos prefer to live in family herds. Black rhinos often prefer the life of solitude. Unfortunately for these poor animals, they sadly continue to be poached for their horns. Many countries in Southeast Asia also believe that the white rhino horn is a cure for cancer. And there's no real scientific evidence of that. Though, there is hope for the future. As you notice, there's a little baby white rhino there. That little one is over 8 months old now. Some of you might be able to spot a cheetah on the hill on the left. Cheetahs are some of the world's fastest land mammals. They can run a top speed nearly 50 miles an hour. A cheetah's body is actually built a bit more like a canine body rather than a feline body. In fact, cheetahs don't make too many feline-like noises. They prefer to emit high-pitched chirps to communicate with their cubs and family members. They are some of the very few diurnal predators out here on this earth. On the left-hand side, you might notice this large Kofi rock formation. These Kofi rocks are known to jut out of the savannah and often provide a good vantage point for certain large predators. These predators are nocturnal by nature, so more than likely we won't be able to see them during the day. But we're actually going to make our way around and see if we can actually find other animals that prefer to build their homes around here.
여기에 있다는 게 다행인 거야.
여기 있다는 게 다행인 거야.
On the left-hand side, my favorite plants very large holes in the ground around here. These large holes are actually ones made by warthogs. Warthogs are actually some of the largest known burrowing animals. Yeah, warthogs actually have 2 pairs of tusks. The upper pair are often used to dig holes in the ground. The lower pair allows them to actually defend themselves with. Surprisingly, they're far more razor-sharp.
아, 사줘.
On the right, you can actually spot a bontoban. It's a type of antelope closely related to wildebeest. Also on the right, you'll see
봐봐.
ostrich.
찾아와.
Ostriches are some of the world's largest birds. They can run at a top speed of nearly 45 miles an hour.
근데 동물들이
While they can't fly, they can still use their wings
사줘는 날지
to
못하는데.
direct themselves whenever they're running. If ever asked enough, an ostrich can defend itself here against a lion and survive. We're now entering into one of the last areas of the savannah. This last area is known as the Magadi Glen. Here, a lot of animals often use this little area as a shortcut to make their way upward towards other areas within the reserve. The local warden actually built a little outpost here to observe the animals, and recently they've adopted these Nigerian dwarf goats from the village. These little dwarf goats actually do help the local communities nearby, as they're able to eat a lot of herbs and meat, and also their farm animals. All favorite foods. One of the best things about them, they don't need a lot of land in order to be raised in. This helps free up more land for any wild animals that desperately need it. Now, we're about to leave the reserve. Help you folks enjoy today's Kilimanjaro safaris. We managed to see a lot of fantastic animals out here today. If you want to see even more animals, be sure to visit the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. At the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, you can find gorillas, meerkats, naked mole rats, African bullfrogs, and several exotic species of African birds and fish. Here at Kilimanjaro Safaris are all about the safety and conservation of all of these animals. If you want to help out, you're more than welcome to do so, whether by donating to a local wildlife organization, or simply just by reducing, reusing, or recycling back at home. You know, just by recycling a bottle of water, you could be saving at least 5 to 10 gallons of oil. Recycling a stack of paper could save at least 10 to 20 trees. Every little bit counts, especially when helping out these.
Why am I looking at you?